Welcome back, guys. This is part 2 of my breast reduction little journey that I'm taking you guys on. In the last little video it was more questions and answers about my upcoming breast reduction, but now I'm at the moment where tomorrow is the actual breast reduction. It's becoming a lot more real now. I'm getting a little bit nervous, very excited. I'm just nervous that my breast size won't be to the size that I'm wanting. I want them a lot smaller than maybe, I don't know. I'm just overthinking it. But anyway, I just thought I'd show you guys what I've packed today. And also I just got a call from the hospital to say that I need to be there at 6:30 and my surgery's at 7:30 in the morning. And it's only takes a couple hours. Then by midday at least, I'll be all done. So this time tomorrow I'll have tiny boobs. So excited. So yeah, let's come and show you what I'm packing for the big day, and keeping in mind I'm only staying one night, so alter it to what you're doing. Okay, so first up I've got my luggage bag, and I made sure I didn't have one that I have to carry on my shoulder. I've got one with wheels and a handle, so that way with my breast reduction I can just wheel it through. Although Connor is obviously coming to pick me up, so he'll most likely take that, but I'd rather one with wheels. I have made sure I've brought button-up pajamas, just because I know with having a breast reduction you can't lift your arms up over the top of your head properly. So I just thought having button-up pajamas would be a lot easier. And they come with matching shorts, but I also brought pajama bottoms as well, like long pants in case it's cold. These are all just tips that I got off a page online, and I've just sort of added extra things on. So one was make sure you've got a really long phone charger, because the wall may be far from your bed. So I've grabbed one of those. I've also grabbed some baby wipes, because I don't know what the protocol is with, you know, having a shower after a breast reduction. So I just thought that way I can freshen up. I have heard that you sometimes get a sore throat after surgery and dry lips. So I've grabbed some soothers for my throat and some lip balm. Now, I don't know whether I'm going to be up for this. I'll be on painkillers and everything, but I've also brought my skincare range. I really need to do that. I'm very OCD about my skin, and a little flannel. And then I've brought my 2 expensive breast reduction bras, so they will stay on for 6 weeks, obviously taking off in between having showers. So this one here is a lot more supportive, so he's going to be putting this one on me after my surgery while I'm still knocked out and asleep, and then I'll wake up in this one. I've also brought, I'm not taking all these pants, I'm probably not taking these. I'm going to be wearing these ones tomorrow. They're just some black sort of gym pants. And then I've just got some comfy tracky pants to wear in there. I couldn't find any button-up t-shirts at the shop, so I just grabbed 2 really big extra large shirts for me to just sort of put on. I don't know whether it's going to work, but I'll just have to. And then I've grabbed 2, I'm only taking one of them, I haven't decided yet, probably the black one, zip-up hoodie instead of a hoodie that doesn't zip up, because I won't be able to lift my arms over my head. The hospital did just call me and ask me about my dietary needs as well. I told them that I am celiac, meaning I can't have gluten, and I also can't have dairy. So I'm not really expecting much with the menu from the hospital, so I thought I'd go out and buy a few little snacks for myself. I grabbed this one here, it's a Thai green curry, which is gluten and dairy free. So I just thought it can't be worse than hospital food, right? So they can just chuck it in the microwave for me, and then just some juice and some gluten and dairy free corn chips. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm getting a bit nervous now, but very excited. I'll keep you guys updated. Next time you probably hear from me will be after the surgery. And I will show you guys a whole bunch of before and after pictures and what the recovery is like. I'll probably show you from like day 1 to day 5, then 5 to 10, and just keep you guys updated that way so you know what to expect. So yeah, see you guys when I've got small little boobies. Hi guys, so we are only 3 minutes away from the hospital. It's breast reduction day today, and I'm getting very anxious and nervous. The kids have been troopers. They're in the back, they're sleeping till he's awake. But we left at 4:30 this morning, and it is now 6:06 a.m. and we are just around the corner. Okay guys, we've just rocked up to the hospital. It is 6:05 in the morning. I have to be here at 6:30. We obviously got here a bit earlier, but I am so nervous. it's really kicking in now. I was sort of blocking it out these last few days, and now whew, I'm getting scared. Connor's very like, you'll be fine, they know what they're doing, blah, 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 blah. But then everything else runs through my head. Like, what happens if I don't wake up? Or what happens if I'm in a huge amount of pain? Or what happens if they're not the right size? Or what happens if they put implants in and don't reduce them? So yeah, I won't probably be able to talk in there before my surgery, but I will keep you guys updated after my surgery of how I'm feeling. See you guys. Guys, I made it. I'm about 2 hours after surgery. I'm all done. I've got the sports bra on, little boobies, and I'm even eating some gluten-free snacks I brought along with me. So pain-wise, I'm on a lot of meds. I've managed to get up and go to the toilet with the nurse's help, and yeah, I definitely recommend getting it done. I'm definitely on a lot of meds, but highly recommend getting this procedure done. It was just so quick. I'll link my surgeon below if you want to use him. He just put all my mind at ease when I was nervous beforehand, and the nurses here are amazing. Just so helpful and don't feel like you're in their way or anything. So yeah, keep you guys updated. Hey guys, so the nurse just came in and my surgeon, and he actually told me he got me down to a B cup, possibly a small C. So I am so happy. It's exactly what I wanted. My nurse has also come in and found me some gluten-free, dairy-free food and a soy coffee. So things are looking really good. I'm sorry I'm vlogging on my phone in here. When I get home, obviously tomorrow, I'll video you guys and keep you updated on the good camera, but for now, I'm stuck with my phone. Hey guys, so it is, what time? 7:30 on a Saturday night, and I'm in bed, obviously. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone that sent me messages, making sure that I'm alright with all my breast reduction, and yeah, I'm feeling very loved at the moment, so thank you guys. Chili, thanks for my flowers, honey. Let's see them. Thank you. And a card. There's a card in there, isn't there? Come on. Yay! Just about to go home in the car park. Got my pillow strapped on in case we brake too hard and it hurts my boobs, but I'm really happy. A lot smaller than I thought I'd get, in a good way. And I'm going to go pick up all my medication now from the pharmacist. I've got my scripts here. I'm going to pick up all the good stuff. Say hi! Getting food. Got a 2-hour drive home, so hopefully it goes quick and I can go home and have a sleep. Okay guys, so I'm on the way home from the hospital. I'm still obviously really sore. Just went to the chemist, picked up my prescriptions, but then the kids were really upset in the car, so we just went and got some Subway gluten-free wrap, and the kids are playing in the park just in here while I'm sitting in the car holding my pillow and just leaning back. It's because it's a 2-hour drive from our hospital to where we live, because we live in the country, so just pop some painkillers and I'm sitting here letting the kids have a stretch, run around with Connor, and then that way they won't be crying in the car for the rest of the way home. But I'm shattered. But considering I've just had major surgery and such a big breast reduction, I've gone from an F cup to pretty much a B cup. Morning guys, it is 2 days past my operation for my breast reduction, and I just thought I'd keep you guys in a loop. I'm going to try and keep it as raw as possible. I've obviously not got any makeup on. I'm just showing you day by day how I'm feeling. I'll probably skip a couple of days as I get further along the line. But here I am, 2 days post-op. And I thought I'd just let you guys know exactly how my operation went and the process involved, how sore I've been, why it's still fresh in my head. So let's get into it. So my operation was 2 days ago. Because we live in the country, we had to travel 2 hours. So we woke up at 4 o'clock, got the kids in the car at 4:30 in the morning, and then drove the 2 hours. I was at the hospital at 6:30, Cambridge Day Surgery. And you have to excuse me, my ears, since I've been on these meds, everything feels so loud and I don't know why. So if I am making weird facial expressions, it's just, I don't know what's going on. Everything feels really high frequency. Anyway, got to the hospital at 6:30. The kids and Connor walked me up to the reception with my bag and everything, and then they called my name and I said goodbye to them, and that was when it sort of all hit. I was sort of like, oh my god, this is actually happening today. I can't say I didn't want to go through with it because I was really excited, but I was just so nervous. I think being a mum, my biggest fear was what happens if I don't wake up, which is like the tiniest chance, like the slimmest chance in billions, like it's not even a thing really. But that was my biggest worry because, well, obviously the kids need me. So yeah, I walked through, the nurses asked me a ton of questions like, have I got any tattoos? And I've got this one, and have I got any piercings or rings? So I took all those out, took my rings off. They got me to grab my surgical bra out, ready for after the surgery. The surgeon was putting my bra on, all ready for me. So just asked me a ton of questions, put me some wristbands on because I'm allergic to penicillin and stuff, just to let them know my name tag and everything. And then my surgeon came in, and at this point I started getting a bit nervous because I was like, oh my god. He's like, are you ready? We'll be going in about 15 minutes. Have you got any more questions? I then asked him about my breast size because he originally said he could get me down to a C/D cup from an F cup. Sorry, my roosters are outside crowing if you can hear them. I've got the window open. He asked me, or he told me he could get me down from an F cup to about a C or a D to look in proportion. And I wanted to, bloody roosters. I wanted to get down to a B/C cup, even if it meant I wouldn't be in proportion. And he was completely fine with it. He just let me know that there could be a chance that it won't look so rounded. It might look a little bit square in bits, but it probably will eventually round off. And I was like, that's fine. I'm willing to take that risk. I didn't want to go to a CD because to me, it wasn't a big enough decrease in size from an F for me. Anyway, my surgeon was great. He came in with a pen and he marked where he's going to make the incisions on my breast. And then he proceeded to tell me that he'd done over 50,000 operations or something, and he'd never had anyone not wake up before, so not to worry about that little issue I had. So yeah, then I literally just stood up and I walked to the operation room, which was about 20 meters, 30 meters away, and laid on the bed. And that's when I started to panic because flashbacks to my C-section came back. It was a bed where I laid down and you've got to put your arms out either side on your flat on your back. Here, my anaesthetist was there and he was really nice, and he put a cannula in my hand here. And then it was just all done real quick. Like I didn't have time to be asking questions. I knew I was getting nervous because when I get nervous, I don't stop talking. So he put the cannula in, and then he said I might start to feel a little bit tired. And he put something in, and then they put a mask on my face, and I remember saying to them, I can't breathe properly, and I went to grab the mask, and then within half a second I was out, I was gone, and the next thing I remembered was waking up from surgery. So I woke up from surgery with a nurse sitting next to me, and she was like, congratulations, you've got small boobs, and I was really excited, very groggy, and I said to her straight away, I think I need something for the pain because it wasn't really bad. Like it wasn't something like crazy, but because it's the unknown, you could feel like a pain. You're sort of like, quick, get me something because I don't know whether it's going to get worse. But she said I was having sleep apnea sort of issues because of the medication. Like I already have extremely mild sleep apnea. I don't have to have one of those masks on, but because of the meds and everything, I was sort of like sleeping and then going and gasping for air every now and then. So they couldn't give me any more pain meds because of that, which sucked. So she just monitored me for about 15, 20 minutes. And then I was able to have a bit more pain meds once I slowed my breathing down and got myself back into a normal breathing pattern. They then wheeled me to my own room, and within, I don't know, 20 minutes I took a selfie and chucked it up on Instagram, which I'll probably pop up somewhere here. And yeah, it's pretty much, I felt how I feel now. They gave me I think it was tramadol and some Panadol. Throughout the night they gave me, because I still had the cannula in, the not a drip, but it's that needle they put in permanently for the whole time. So they put antibiotics in every couple of hours. They also put a little needle in my tummy a few times just in case of blood clots, like everyone has to have it. Oh, and that's another thing. Before I had the surgery, they also put TED socks on me. If you don't know what they are, you can Google them, but basically it helps to prevent blood clots during surgery. It's just a standard thing they have to do. So that was all surgery day. That was 2 days ago. And then overnight I slept pretty well. I did have to sleep propped up, like I've got these pillows now. Sort of made an armchair, got the nurses to do it, I couldn't do it. Propped a few pillows up behind me, and because I was in the hospital bed, it had the reclining bed, which was great. At home it's a lot harder to sort of make that. And then I sort of had like 2 either side, so it was sort of like an armchair, if that makes sense. It was a bit difficult to sleep that night because I am used to sleeping either on my stomach or on my side. But apparently I have to sleep on my back for 3 weeks minimum. Around 3 weeks I can start to try and see how I feel on my side, but the risk is that you could tear stitches inside, so you've got to be really careful. If I do try to attempt that, I'll probably do it with a bunch of pillows there and everything. The next morning I woke up and they asked me whether or not I would like any more painkillers, and I actually felt pretty good. They just gave me one, I can't remember what it was. Could have just been Panadol. So I felt pretty good. I had breakfast about 9, and about 9:30 the nurse came to take the drains out. So not every surgeon puts drains in. Mine does, because it decreases the amount of chance of having an infection. It takes, basically it's like a drain that goes into your breast about 15 centimetres in, or maybe more, all the way in, both sides. It sticks out down here past your bra, comes out. I think I took a photo or a little video. Maybe I'll insert it somewhere here. But basically, yeah, it comes out and then it goes into like a little pot on each side of your bed. And inside that little pot or bucket thing is all the blood draining out. So it's a good thing that it's coming out. Otherwise, it would just sort of sit in there and then your body's got to try and get rid of it. And it just helps your body heal. So I had those, and I've heard that it's not very nice getting them out. So that was one of the main anxiety issues that I had with going in. I was very anxious about getting those taken out. So my nurse came in and she was so lovely, but you know it's gonna hurt when she says things like, okay, this next bit's not gonna be great. I want you to imagine your favourite beach. Now tell me what your favourite beach is. And I told her. Then she was like, I want you to pretend that you're at that beach and you're saying the words, I am calm, I am calm. And then she came in with speakers and her phone and had meditation music on, with sounds of the ocean and everything. And she was like, now I want you to lay down. And I was like, Jesus, this is really scary. What she did was she laid me somewhat flat, like still propped up. And then she took off my bra, and then she took off the bandages. So I sort of just laid there, getting into my element at this beach that I was at. And she pulled the bandages off really carefully and nicely, and it didn't hurt. It was just more scary because it's the unknown. You're like, is it going to hurt? And she's sort of taught this up to, it's going to be really scary. That was the first time I got to see my breasts other than in this bra. So that was amazing. I looked down and I was like, oh my God, he's actually got me to probably a B. I don't think it's a small C. I think it's actually a B, but only time will tell. So she did that. She took the bandages off the nipples as well, and then I had to lay down, and she put like a little pad next to me here, and then she had to take the drains out. Now it was not nice, and I would say I'm pretty strong or tough, and I think it depends how far the drains go in too. Like this side, it hurt a bit, and it was literally done within 10 seconds. Like it doesn't take long. But this side, she just kept pulling, and I was like, surely it's going to be finished. She kept saying, do you want me to stop? And I'm like, no, just keep going, keep going, keep going. And she pulled it out, and she was like, that one was in a lot further than this one. So it just depends on the person. Now, saying all this, I don't want to put anyone off getting a breast reduction because of the drains, because it honestly only took a few seconds. If you can block it out and then just go get it done, you'll be sweet as a nut. Like, I do not regret getting a breast reduction just because of those drains. Now, the surgeon that I use is Dr. Paul Quinn. I highly recommend him. He's in Western Australia. He's from Mount Lawley. He was just absolutely amazing. He made my nerves just go right down. You can tell he's extremely confident, which is exactly what you want in a surgeon. And yeah, I just highly recommend him. So after getting the drains out, they took the cannula out and then told me to keep my TED socks on just till I get home, have a bit of a rest at home, and then I can take them off. So on the way home, it was a 2-hour drive, plus the kids had already been stuck in the car to pick me up for 2 hours. So we decided to pull over on the way home and get some Subway and go to the park, and the kids had a run around. I ate my Subway in the car with the chair somewhat reclined back. Obviously I wasn't driving, I was in the passenger seat. And then once I'd finished eating, I sort of sat on the park bench and just waited for them to have a run around. It was a lot less stressful for them to have a run around and to get their energy out than to have them stuck in a car, which would have been 4 hours pretty much straight for them. So I'm just telling you all this to show you that, like, I'd had surgery only like 24 hours before, and then I'm at a park with the kids. No, I wasn't running around, but it was doable with my partner. So you're not going to be completely bedridden. Saying that, everyone's different. I guess it depends what size you were beforehand and then how small you went. So when I got home yesterday, I was obviously 1 day post-op. I came straight home, got Connor to chuck these pillows up, had a bit of painkillers. Oh yeah, we also stopped at the chemist on the way home to grab all my painkillers. Got home, got some pillows set up, had some painkillers, and sort of had a bit of a rest for a while. And then about 6 p.m. I sort of woke up, and I don't know whether it was the heat under the blankets or what, but I just felt really itchy, not just like around where my bra is, but all my body. And I just really wanted to shower. I hadn't had a shower since before my operation. So Connor ran the shower for me. That was a bit difficult because we got the 2 kids trying to jump in the shower, and oh my God. But I ended up deciding I wanted to glad wrap my boobs up a bit. So I had to lift my arms up like Connor wrapped glad wrap around my boobs. But it was just an epic fail because the water just ran down anyway. And yeah, I don't really recommend that unless you can get it sort of tight enough to your breast, but then you're sort of worried that it's going to hurt. So my nurse recommended putting you back to the shower. Try not to get the front too wet. I washed my hair because I'm crazy. I don't know why I washed my hair. You can wash your hair as long as you don't lift your arms up, but I sort of had to wash it like this and to the side, and then not having the bra on in the shower meant that my breasts weren't supported, so I just wanted to get the hell out of that shower real quick because I just felt, yeah, I needed the bra back on. So as soon as I got out of the shower, we had the hair dryer ready to sort of blow, well, I towel dried and then blow dried the bandage areas just to make sure that they weren't going to be wet. And then after that, I pretty much got Connor to help me put my pajamas on, or my bra on, sorry, and then my pajamas on, and then I just went to bed. I didn't really want dinner last night. I don't know whether it's because of the medicine or everything I've been through, but I just decided to have an almond milk smoothie. And yeah, I pretty much went to bed. Doing general day-to-day things. I'm able to get my hair up. I'll insert like a little clip somewhere here of me doing it this morning. I just had to sort of flip my hair over and just not... Basically, my nurse said a good tip is pretend you're a robot. Like, you can't move your arms from here sort of thing. So you're just doing things like that. I was able to do my daughter's hair this morning very carefully. I'm able to walk to the kitchen and go to the toilet all on my own. And I could probably go for a shower on my own. It's just a bit difficult. If you're doing this and you've got kids, you definitely need your partner or a friend or a mum or dad, someone to come and help you, because there is no way I could do this with the kids on my own. You need someone to pick up the kids. I can't pick up Riley, our 1-year-old. I can't pick up Tilly. The doctor said my 1-year-old, who's only 10 kilos, I can't pick him up until 7 to 10 days. And even then, it's not like picking him up. It's squatting to the ground, grabbing him like this, and then walking him. And that's only if Connor can't get to him and he's fallen over and he's in hysterics and I have to pick him up. I could pick Tilly up, who is 4 years old, and she's 15 kilos at 6 weeks. And even then, it's only for tiny little things. So you definitely need help. I'm just lucky that Connor works from home. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today, guys. I just thought I'd keep you up to date. This is 2 days post-op and let you know how I go maybe every couple of days. Keep you up to date. As you can see, I'm doing pretty well. 2 days after a major surgery, I'm sitting in here filming on my camera. I've been on social media. I'm about to watch some movies. Like, it's definitely worth it. Like 100% worth getting this. Yes, it's a bit gross. It's horrible getting the drains, but you think about all those years of pain, backache, shoulder ache, chronic pain, or even just being uncomfortable wearing certain things. So I absolutely highly 1,000,000% definitely recommend getting this surgery if it's something that you're thinking about. Definitely go and get it done. If you've got any questions, make sure you ask below in the comments and also add me on Instagram. But I will definitely keep you guys up to date for the next couple of weeks. I'm just going to add little snippets here and there after this part of the video, and you can see how I'm going, how I'm coping, and how I'm getting back into mum routine again. So yeah, see you soon, guys. Hey guys, welcome back. It has been 6 weeks since I last updated. I'm currently 6 weeks and 3 days post-op, and I thought I'd better jump on here and finish the video because it has been a while. I've actually been writing my little book which I had last time just to try and jog my memory of what's been going on, because it has been a really hectic last 6 weeks with recovery and the kids and Connor with work and just a bunch of stuff. So we've also got a house up for sale, so very busy. So the first 2 days you saw before, I was pretty good, obviously a bit sore, but I was on pain meds, and by the end of day 3 I'd stopped all my pain meds during the day and was taking just normal Panadol here and there. But the really strong stuff I'd stopped taking. On day 4 to 6, I think I did a little bit too much. I got up and made the kids lunch and myself some lunch, just something simple. I can't even remember what it was, probably toast for the kids with some chopped up fruit or something. But I think it was a bit of a false hope. I thought, oh yay, I'm recovering well, and then I ended up really sore for the next 2 days. In this circumstance, I was really lucky because obviously Connor works from home. So he made sure that the first 3-4 weeks of my recovery, he was doing work at home. Every now and then he has to go off to other parts of Australia, but he made sure that he was home for all this time. So I was very lucky with that. But yeah, day 4 to 6, I just was a bit of a mess in bed. I wasn't really too sore, but it was if I was up and doing stuff, there's no way I could have done it without Connor being home. I think it was about day 5 and day 6, my bruising came up really yellow along the sides here. And he did do liposuction on this side and this side because obviously your breast doesn't just go from here to here, it sort of comes around here. So that's when the yellowing really came up, and maybe that was why I was also so sore, or maybe that brought on the soreness, I don't know, with doing all the kids stuff. Day 1 I started showering myself, well sorry, day 2, the first day home I started showering myself. I mentioned that before, but on that first day and probably second day, I had to have Connor help me, as in I could stand in the shower on my own, but he had to lift the shower curtain down to help me. He had to pass me the towel, he had to turn on and off the taps. Some people would be fine with that, but I just couldn't do it. I mean, if worse came to worse and it is just you at home, which would be pretty hard, but if you didn't have kids and it was just you at home, it'd probably be easier, but I was just always worried the kids would be running in, and yeah. So I had lots of help with Connor doing that. And when I was showering, I can't remember if I mentioned it in the last part, but yeah, I was drying myself off and Connor was actually helping me as well, and then getting the blow dryer and blowing underneath, because you've got all the bandages underneath that need to be dry before you put your bra on. I did make a bit of a mistake one day where I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure it's dry, and I hadn't dried enough over here and put the bra on, and I only bought 2 bras, and one's super comfy, the other one I don't like sleeping in. And I think it's the Reggie one I mentioned last time. That's the most comfy one. The other one starts with an M, and that's really supportive for during the day, but I found it too restrictive to sleep in at night. So anyway, I put my really good bra on the comfy one, and because I hadn't blow dried the bandages well enough, I ended up with a wet bra and then had to wait. I don't have a dryer, so I had to wait till the next day to be able to wear that. So I slept very uncomfortably that night. So by probably day 5 to 6, I was showering myself completely fine. I was having a shower every day. I was making sure that I wasn't putting any of my body lotion on here. I'll just wash it up here, and if it rinsed down, that's fine. Still was showering with my back to the shower and just letting it run down that way rather than facing the shower and letting it hit directly onto my chest. My biggest pet peeve towards the end of that first week was not being able to lie on my back completely. I was still having to sleep propped up. Had to do that for at least 2 to 3 weeks. I stopped at 2 weeks. I couldn't do it. But I would wake up and I'd just stay up all night. Yeah, the key is to make sure you've got your pillows propped up really well. Make sure you've got 2 or 3 behind you really high, 2 on this side or 1 on this side and 1 big one on this side. So you've sort of got an armchair and lean back. But I had all that, and I still, and definitely have 1 underneath your legs, because that will help with hurting of your lower back. But yeah, I'm a side sleeper, and lying on my back sucks, but not being able to lie completely on your back, I don't know. Some people cope, maybe I'm just a sook with it, but I hated that. So by day 7, I still wasn't taking any painkillers during the day, but I decided to continue on with the Tramadol at night, purely because I just couldn't sleep, because I wanted to lay flat on my back or at least on my side, and I couldn't. So I just found the Tramadol helped me sleep through the night a lot better. I was completely self-sufficient at this stage by day 7, as in with showering and washing my face and doing all that. But there was no way I could have been doing the housework and the cooking, the cleaning and the kids all on my own. My kids are age 4 and 15 months. And I couldn't have been doing that on my own. I'm very thankful that I've got Connor at home. Day 8, I remember Connor being on a really important phone call in this room in his office, and having to pick Riley up, my youngest, who's 15 months, very carefully, like squatting really low to the ground and picking him up, and feeling like I should not be doing this, but I was too heartbroken with his cries. He just wanted a cuddle, but I probably shouldn't have lifted him up at that stage. So just be really careful. My surgeon did say by day 10, if you really have to, you can. This was day 8, which is pretty close anyway. But yeah, he's only really light too. He's only 10 kilos, so you've just got to be really careful. On day 10, I drove the 2-hour drive, because we live out in the country, to my plastic surgeon's office. But I didn't see my plastic surgeon this day. I was seeing my nurse, or their nurse, and she took the bandages off, and the bandages up here and then onto my nipple. It was really weird saying nipple on YouTube, but I guess this is for medical reasons, so I guess I should grow up. But took all that off, and that was the first time I saw myself without having bandages on, and it was only for about 3 minutes until she put the new bandages back on, and everything looked good, but I was in a bit of shock of how everything looked. It was a bit, I guess, I don't know, a bit scary looking compared. I don't know, I wasn't prepared. I never looked at any before and after photos before I went in that in depth and that close. So do be prepared for that, but I will tell you that it does go away. Like, don't be shocked and think that that's how you're going to end up looking like. So yeah, after she put the bandages on, I went home. Oh no, I actually went to the shops and tried on some little bralettes, which I've got one on at the moment. I'll show you a tiny bit of it later. But went and tried on some bralettes from Cotton On, and got a little bit too excited trying them on, and I really shouldn't have. I was only 10 days post-op, trying on little bras and pulling them over and putting them on, but we already had to go to the shops to drop something off, and I was sort of like, let's do a little detour to Cotton On. I could never ever fit into bralettes before having the surgery. I was an F cup, a 12F, and I went into Cotton On and just tried like a large, and it was way too big. Tried a medium, still a bit big. Tried a small, perfect. So I'm between a small and a medium now in bralettes at Cotton On, and sports bras, even shirts. I'm now a size small in shirts in Cotton On, and I couldn't even, I could have fit in shirts before, but they were sort of like awkward shape. Now I'm definitely size small, so that's really cool. But because I'd done that, pulled my hands over and stuff, yeah, I pushed myself way too much, even though I did it very carefully. I do not recommend that either. Learn from my mistakes. I also forgot to mention that at dinner and lunch and stuff, I was still having dinner and lunch like in the main area. I was not leaning over though and cutting up. I was sitting on the floor with our ottoman, which is like where you put your feet on sort of thing, and put my plate there and sat on the floor. So I wasn't like sitting up and leaning over. I was sort of like at the same height as because we watch TV while we have dinner. And I waited for the kids to be asleep
while I ate my dinner, because obviously I don't want my baby crawling all over me and trying to steal my food while I'm on the floor trying to eat down there. So that's how I ate dinner. Day 13 was the first day that I felt comfortable with Connor having to go out for work. Well, he had to go anyway, so I didn't really have a choice. But he went out for work for about 4 or 5 hours, left here, drove somewhere for 2 hours, did some work and came back. But I did struggle, as in, so I was 13 days post-op, still really sore. My son still likes to be not really rocked, but held to sleep. And I couldn't do that, so I had to rock him to sleep in our pram. So that was a good little way of getting him to sleep. But it was very tricky, and then he only slept until he sort of went to roll over and realised, oh, I'm not in bed, and he woke straight up, so he slept for about half an hour at the most. So that was pretty tricky, and that was my first day. I would definitely say if you can get maybe someone to look after the kids, a grandparent, or maybe daycare or something, it's pretty difficult at 13 days post-op to be there rocking your kids off to sleep. Maybe if your kids can get off to sleep on their own in the cot, or you don't have to get them in the car. I couldn't even put Riley in the car. Tilly's fine because she'll jump in on herself and put her arms in, then I just clip her in and pull it tight. But even that, pulling the car seat tight was really difficult. I definitely couldn't put Riley in his rear facing still, and yeah, I couldn't do that, like leaning in and putting a baby in. Yeah, there's no way. So if you've got to take your kids somewhere and you've got no partner help, or family or friends or anything that can help you with this stuff, I really wouldn't recommend getting it done unless you got help for at least 3-4 weeks. With little kids, this is. Not with big kids, or if you don't have kids or whatever. With saying that, I guess if you really want it done, you'll find a way to make it work, but definitely plan ahead. By 3 weeks, I started to feel like that I could pick Riley up by squatting. I'd squat down real low, put him really close to my chest, stand back up, and hold him tight there to put him into like the cot or something. But I still wasn't putting him in car seats. Even the pram was hard enough because I didn't want to do anything where I'm picking him up underneath here and then putting him in. That was hard enough. By 4 weeks, I was allowed to take my bandages off that the nurse had put on at 10 weeks. And she had given me new bandages at that point. So then I put new bandages on myself. I did find it a bit cringe taking the bandages off. I'm not good with all that stuff. I'm fine with animal stuff. Like if a horse or a dog hurts themselves, I'll be like, yeah, let's get in there and clean it up and fix it, whatever. But human stuff freaks me out. So it's just me that's like this. But I, took all the bandages off and then put new ones on. And then my instructions were, once those bandages fall off, you don't have to keep them on anymore. So by week 5, my bandages had fallen off on their own, and I was no longer having to blow dry after having a shower, just towel dry and continue wearing my compression bra. At 5 weeks and 4 days post-op, I went and saw my plastic surgeon, which was the first time seeing him since the surgery and being in hospital. It was just like a normal consultation, go in there, he asked me how I was feeling and everything, and then he told me to take my top half off, and I put a gown on. He had a look, he said that they looked really good and that they'd probably gotten to a large B to a small C, sort of a little bit bigger than what I wanted. I originally wanted a C to a D. Last minute I said, no, I really want a B to a C because I like riding horses and all that. I'm not looking for cleavage. I'm not looking to show them off. Not that like other people want to show them off, but even with this top, I don't have a cleavage at all. I'll show you all that in a minute. But so I decided a B to a C, and I'm really glad that I did because, like I said, I don't really want to show them off anyway. I just wear t-shirts and sports bras, and that's all I really wear. And if we go to the pub, I'm not bothered. I'll wear something like this, and I don't need it. I'd rather be flat-chested because I didn't want the pain that I was experiencing before having the breast reduction. I didn't want to have bouncing boobs when I'm riding horses or going for hikes and doing the things that I enjoy doing. Going to the gym, I love running. So it just made sense for me to have small boobs. So yeah, after he told me what size I roughly looked, he took some after photos without my face in it. To put on, I guess, his profile, which he shows other girls when they go in, but your face just isn't in it or anything. He then had a look at the scars and explained to me that they were looking really well. Oh, and that's another thing. When my bandages fell off at 5 weeks on their own, the instructions were to start putting bio oil or some sort of oil on the scars and rubbing them and massaging them quite hard. And that helps minimize the scarring look, like the look of the scarring. So it won't be so red and lumpy and things like that. So that's something he asked me at the consult, had I been doing it, because they looked really good. And I was like, yes. And he was just really happy with it all and said that I don't really need to come back. I can come back in 3 months' time if I feel like there's an issue with any of the scarring, but because I live where I live, which is quite far away, there's probably no need to come back unless I really want to for whatever reason, but I don't see there being a reason. By week 6, which was only 4 days ago, I was able to stop wearing my compression bra and start wearing these little bralettes. And yeah, I'm really excited. It finally feels like that whole chapter's over. All that time beforehand, preparing, not knowing whether or not I'm going to get the right size I want, being scared of the surgery, all that recovery, will I have enough, or will there be enough time for my partner to be at home for my recovery? All that was finally over when I was 6 weeks and being able to say, I don't have to wear that compression bra anymore. We're saying that I still am wearing it sometimes at night. Last night was the first night that I didn't wear it, but I did wake up in the middle of the night feeling like maybe I should, just for that extra support. But yeah, everything's gone really well. So back to when I said I wanted a B to a C cup, like a small C. What I meant with cleavage was, I don't really want to show my boobs on here because I find it quite weird. Like if I push like that would be like a big push-up bra. That's as much cleavage as I'm really going to get. So if you're looking for like more of a, not a huge boob cleavage, like bam in your face, you look like you're a bit skanky. But I mean like a nice cleavage, you could wear one of those dresses that like do that sort of thing and have a bit of a cleavage. Probably go a large C to a D, because what I got, like, yeah, I don't know. It just, yeah, they're not huge, that's for sure. But they're perfect for me. It's exactly what I want. And that's what you need to get, something that you're really wanting. Just remember when you're looking up or Googling things like, I mean, Jennifer Aniston's someone that I think's amazing. I absolutely adore her. But if I typed in Jennifer Aniston's boobs on Google or something, it's going to be some random writing the article. I'm sure she doesn't go around telling everyone what cup size she is. And you need to remember that she's probably a size 6 or 8. I don't know what she is. Maybe a 10 Australian, probably an 8 Australian size around her waist. So say a size 18 girl is obviously going to be a little bit bigger in the waist than a size 8 girl. A size 8 girl's here and she's got double D boobs. But a size 18 girl has got size B boobs. They're still going to be bigger than the girl's double D boobs in the 8. I really hope that makes sense. I don't know. So when you're thinking about things, and if you're a size 18, you're like, I really want a size B boobs, just remember they're not going to be the same size as a size 8 B boobs. A size 8 B boobs are going to be teeny tiny compared. So you just need to remember that, because it depends how wide you are. When I went in for my consult, when I was pregnant, I said to him, I'm going to plan on breastfeeding and everything. He said, wait till 6 months after you finish breastfeeding. When I went in for it when I was pregnant, he said, oh, you've got quite a wide breast. I would only be able to go down to a C to a D to make it look like you're in proportion. I was like, oh, okay, I really wanted small for horse riding and all that. Anyway, flash forward to after I finished breastfeeding and everything was sucked dry from me, from my beautiful children. He was like, oh no, hang on, no, I wrote down here that you have really wide boobs, broad boobs or whatever he said, but they're not. That after you've had the kids and stuff, they're not. So he was able to get me a lot smaller than what he originally thought because of all of that. So I really hope that this video has really helped you guys. After this little segment, I'm going to put all the before and after pictures. There is one before and after picture. You might not really be able to show in the picture, but it's of me wearing this green sort of tie wraparound top. And I was wearing that last Christmas. And the difference with my boobs and my waist, I had to throw it out the other day because it's just hanging off me now. And before it was too tight and it'd pop open at the front. So yeah, that one's really a good one to look at. I really hope that this video has helped you guys. It's something I was really passionate about doing. I really want to give other women that excitement that I've had and confidence that I've got, and no pain. I don't have the headaches I was having and the neck ache and the backache and all that. So I really wanted to do these videos for that. It's not my normal thing. I like doing travel videos or daily vlogs and things like that. I don't like doing these sorts of videos normally, but I just really wanted to share it with other women. And if you've got any questions or anything, pop them in the comment section below. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, do everything you can. Head on to Instagram, check me out. And there's also a highlights section on my Instagram with a few pictures from surgery day till about 5 weeks. I couldn't add any more on there. Only lets you add like 100 pictures or something. So go and check that out. I really hope this helped, guys. And yeah, until next time. See ya.